Now, Central Oregon's local alert weather with Eric Oren.
Well, good morning, folks. I want to start things off with some closure information for the area school districts. We're looking at a closure at Ben Lapine schools, delays at Sisters and Redmond school districts, 2-hour delays for both of those. And then elsewhere, we're looking at Crook County and Jefferson school districts, a 2-hour delay in Crook County, and Jefferson schools are closed today. Of course, any specific school information will be available for you along the bottom of your screen, and we'll continue to update that as any information comes in this morning. Now, let's look at some weather headlines. We do have hazardous roads out there this morning. There is a bit of a warming pattern taking place here today, a warm front moving in from the southwest portion of the state. So in the southern parts of the county, temperatures already starting to warm up a little bit, and it's going to continue to move north throughout the day. But definitely a wintry mix possible in the mountains and in the lower elevations as well. Probably rain, could be freezing rain, even snow, and possibly some sleet mixed in there. So slushy roads out there as we see warmer temperatures coming our way. Here's a look at conditions on the Parkway in Bend. It's a little dark, hard to tell exactly, but you can see some limited visibility. It's not going to be quite as bad with regard to fog and freezing fog this morning, but the concern is not none. There's definitely still a possibility of limited visibility out there, as you can see here. Also wanted to look at conditions 97 at Evergreen. You can see maybe a little limited visibility, but temperatures still cold in Redmond, below freezing, so all of that snow on the roadway potentially very slippery. Ice as well a factor, as we did see freezing rain and potentially an icy glaze on roadways and windshields this morning throughout the area. Now here's a look at your workday forecast here. This one's coming from Bend. 42 degrees will be the high. Wind will be out of the south and southwest, 15 to 25 miles an hour. Fairly active day with regard to wind. May die down a little bit in the early morning hours, but staying fairly active throughout the day. Chance for a wintry mix of precipitation in the higher elevations and then early in the lower elevations as well, turning to possibility for mostly rain. There's a chance we'll still see some snow, maybe some freezing rain and some sleet in there as well, depending on temperatures throughout the day. But sun setting around 4:54 p.m. And as I mentioned, the warming trend is going to take place from the southern part of the county going north later today. Here's a look at a winter weather advisory in place. Now that's going to be in place until 4 p.m. On the lower elevations, and then including Sun River, Lapine, and the east slopes of the Cascades, that'll be in place until 10 p.m. They're expecting slightly more snow, potentially 5 to 10 inches of accumulation in the mountains. And in the lower elevations, we're looking at closer to an inch most likely. Now, there is a possibility for an icy glaze as well, as we did see some mixed precipitation last night, and it's continuing in this morning. So anytime that's the case, you may see some freezing rain, and that's going to freeze on contact with any surfaces that are at freezing conditions. So you can expect a bit of an icy glaze out there this morning, which can be very dangerous. There's also a wind advisory in place, and that's to the south of us in Klamath and Lake counties. That's expiring at 10 p.m. tonight. That's due to winds near 35 miles an hour, and that's sustained winds, and gusts closer to 50 miles an hour possible in that area. Now here's a look at the future track in terms of when we're expecting to see our precipitation today. You can see quite a bit of activity already by 9 a.m. this morning, and it's going to stay with us throughout the day, maybe clearing up a little bit by the later afternoon until this evening around 9 o'clock. You can see a clearing period here, and then more activity coming our way. Blue concentration in the mountains, potentially some mixed precipitation on the high desert, even some rain as temperatures warm up just a little bit. Hard to say exactly when the precipitation is going to be and exactly what it's going to be based on temperatures. Wanted to show you your forecast highs here today. A little bit warmer than yesterday, 30s and 40s before we round the corner here and show you your 7-day forecast. We see some precipitation with us here through the end of the week. Maybe a chance will dry out a little bit on the end of the week, but we are expecting this wintry mix of precipitation and possibly rain depending on the temperatures throughout the week and into the early portion of next week. Well, those temperatures staying in the 40s and those overnight lows staying in the 30s for the most part. That's been a look at your local alert weather.